drive all the way until we get out to Deep Creek Mountains tonight. We got enough fuel and lights for the trip, food and all that good stuff, so should be good to go. Expected it to be a little bit muddier than this, which is nice. So it's kind of cool that you have all this desert. I'll show you. It's cool that you have all that. And then a mountain range out in the middle of this with, you know, a super tall peak. I think it's called Ibapaw Peak. Going up into that mountain range, I'm going to assume, just by what I'm looking at, that there's going to be quite a bit of snow. So I'm not sure how far up that trail we'll get. We got the Simpson Springs Pony Express station coming up here. If you want to hop out and check it out, it's actually pretty cool. It's got a little structure that was from back in the day that you can go inside.
Yeah.
Leo, come on, buddy. Leo. Leo. Hey, buddy. Come here, buddy. Come on. Leo. Come on. Good boy. Yeah, this place is seriously so awesome. I know I've been to all these places a couple of different times. Probably even put them on some of my videos. Don't really remember, but I'll come out here a million times. Every time I come out here, I see something new, something different. A bunch of the same stuff too, but I'm okay with that because I like it out here a lot. Never noticed that down there. There's a little pond. I don't know if someone's fishing down there or what. Simpson Springs. So, pretty cool cave we just hiked up to. I guess it's a natural hot spring cave. Says that there's evidence of people living in it dating back 11,000 years, which is pretty crazy. But then there was an opening in the very back of the cave that you could see just goes back for who knows how long. So that's a pretty awesome spot. Pretty cool to think that there were people living in that 11,000 years ago. Coming up on some fat cows.
A white cow.
Few white cows, few fat cows, few black cows.
They don't, I don't know. They can't really see this side of Utah.
Yeah, exactly. So much to explore outside of just the main roads that, you know, when you come out here and see how much there is to do, it's like, why wouldn't you have a 4x4 when you're living in Utah, you know?
Yeah, especially if you're living in the bubble of just the city. Like, you think that's what Utah is.
Yep, definitely not. That's only a small portion of it. So we are now entering the town of Callao, and not too far from there is the Deep Creek mountain range. And so we talked about going up to the mine tonight, but with the uncertainty of what's up there, because I've never been there before, and the elevation change, it looks like there's also some snow up there. Probably a better idea to give it a shot in the morning, plus we're both hungry, and probably a good time to get camp set up and get geared up for the night, because it's supposed to get pretty cold. Not too cold, but about 30 degrees Fahrenheit. But here's some more shots of Callao. Song I was just listening to said, "Welcome to our town. Hopefully nobody tries to gun you down." And I was like, oh, what?
Perfect timing.
Alright, so it's about 11 a.m. Woke up, went on a little bit of a hike, had breakfast. Try to do a little bit of creek fishing. Not much to go off there. Going back down the trail right now. Did forget my sleeping bag. Rookie mistake, I know, but it is a mistake nonetheless, and they do happen. But yeah, I had some extra blankets and stuff. I used an emergency blanket on top of a blanket that my cousin had, and it was fine. Wasn't too bad. It got down to about 35 degrees, and had the Mr. Buddy heater with me, so it wasn't as bad as it could have been. Would have preferred to have a sleeping bag obviously, but you know, it wasn't the end of the world. I still got a pretty good night's sleep. Woke up, had a good breakfast. We sat by the fire last night, cooked some dinner. Didn't film any of that because I was just trying to relax after being on the trail all day. But now we're gonna head up to Oro del Rey Mine and then see where we go from there. How you doing on fuel?
3/4 of a tank.
Nice, that's about where I'm at too. Hitting the Callao landfill. I think we can throw away some trash here. Let's take a look at it. I don't want to drive too far into this in case there's any nails, anything like that. Yep, definitely looks like a spot where we can dump our trash. So if you look up here, I don't know how well you can see that because of GoPro's not being able to zoom, but the snowy peak up there, I believe that's Ivanpah Peak. So we tried to go to Oro Del Rey mine, and it said no. We got to a point in the trail where it got so thin that like it seemed like a four-wheeler could barely make it through it. So scraping and scratching and breaking tree limbs to get through came to an end, and we had to back out for a good portion of the trail. We didn't want to bring the Tacoma up because a little bit less of ground clearance on it in the rear diff. We also saw someone had ripped off their muffler up there on the side of the trail. There was a MagnaFlow, I think is what it's called, muffler, just on the side of the trail. So people were having a hard time up there. But we were about 3 miles out from the actual mine itself, which was 3 miles in, 3 miles out from the 4runner. That's a day hike right there, and it's already 2 p.m. and we got a couple of more spots that we wanted to check out, like Notch Peak and Hermit's Cabin today. So I had to head back down, unfortunately, but we did see some cool mining relics and structures and things like that. Didn't get it, like I said, didn't get to get all the way up into the mine, but those mountains are super desolate, and like I said, it doesn't look like people come up here ever. So it was cool to go try to see. We went as far as we possibly could. Literally couldn't have like pushed through any more terrain than we did. It would have been physically and literally impossible. I don't like turning around on stuff like that, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
He was just here yesterday.
Really? Hermit's cabin was pretty cool. Not long after we kind of parked and set up, a big group of people showed up. I mean, it's a thing to want to go see for a lot of people, I would imagine, so you're not really going to get a lot of privacy if you decide to camp right below it. But we've only seen 2 vehicles this entire trip, and then just now we saw 4 just up at Hermit's cabin, so it's cool to see, but not the best place for a camp spot.